Hi everyone! Today we are going to be reading Madeline Goes to the Whitehouse by Bemelmans Marciano. And if you don't know, Madeline is a little French girl, but today she's visiting the United States in Washington, D.C. So without further ado, let's dive into the story, shall we? In an old White House in Washington, D.C., lived as lonely a girl as there can be. Her name was Miss Penelope Randall, but everyone always called her Candle, on account of a wildly stubborn curl that like a flame would dance and twirl. She needed an appointment to see her father, but he always canceled, so why did she bother? And you can see here, her father is sitting in the desk at the Oval Office because he's the President of the United States. You might be wondering, have we ever had a President Randall? No, this is a fictional story. It's not based on any president in particular. She sat bored and alone at her desk and stool, the only student at the White House school. Imagine if you went to school at the White House. Wouldn't that be something? Secret Service Agent Downs made sure she never left the grounds. Oh, he has a very serious face, don't you think? But life took a turn for the better when from her mother came a letter. It read, "Candle, my dear, sorry to miss Easter again this year, but in my place I've arranged to send the daughter and classmates of a very good friend. Their old house in Paris is covered with vines, and they travel about in 2 straight lines. Their plane gets in at 9:30. And you can see the letter here, and I think this part's very interesting. You can see it comes from the First Lady, because of course, if she's the president's daughter, then her mother must be the First Lady. They pay very good attention to detail in this book. The smallest one is Madeline. You can see Madeline right here of her red hair. 11 girls were very shy, but Madeline looked her straight in the eye and said to Candle, "How do you do? It's very nice to be meeting you." You can see Madeline again on this page with Candle here. Very friendly. The girls were taken to their quarters. Time to unpack Miss Clavel's orders. Madeline's bag contained a surprise. What do you think it is? Do those ears give it away? A rabbit! Or rather, a friend in disguise? Madeline's magician had stowed away. Shh. To join them for the holiday. The girls all cried, "Hip, hip, hooray!" And went to Candle's room to play. The girls bid goodnight to their new friend. Candle was sad that it had to end. She went to bed without delay. She could hardly wait for the following day. Well, I can hardly wait to turn the page, so I don't blame her at all. The White House Easter celebration is the most fun festival in the nation. I believe this is the south lawn of the White House. I love the bright colors and, of course, the American flag. They hunted Easter eggs at noon, and then they rolled them with a spoon. Ice cream, pie, and chocolate cake. Have you ever eaten all of that at once? Might not be too good of an idea, because it can lead to quite a tummy ache. Madeline asked, would it be all right if I stayed in Candle's room tonight? Miss Clavel weakly nodded yes. Her stomach, too, was in distress. Just go to sleep early, that's a warning. Our plane leaves first thing in the morning. Miss Clavel isn't feeling well. Thinks she had too much cake. They played dress up, cards, and had a lark, and told scary stories in the dark. You could see each of those activities here. But when the cuckoo sang the hour, the frolicking mood turned quickly sour. The night, where could it have gone? All too soon would come the dawn. Madeline would soon be leaving. Oh, how Candle started grieving. The poor girl cried, boo-hoo! Why can't I fly away too? Outside my window, the world looks pretty, but I've never even seen the city. Imagine living in Washington, D.C., but never seeing Washington, D.C. I understand why she's quite sad, but I think her luck's about to change. The rabbit took this as his cue. A magician knows just what to do. He raised his arms like a candelabra, and he chanted the word abracadabra. The rabbit conjured something awesome, a magic tide of cherry blossom. The next few pages will be in beautiful colors, and you'll see the nice pink of the cherry blossoms, which, if you have not been to DC, is something that tourists love to see. They came from Japan. Had two girls ever flown so high up into the starry sky? Now I'm going to show you the pictures on these next few pages. It tours some of our nation's most famous landmarks. I don't know if you know what they are, so I'm going to tell you, and you'll see if you got it right. This here is the Lincoln Memorial after our 16th president. This is the U.S. Capitol building, or at least the outside of it. The rising sun erased the moon. Miss Clavel would wake up soon. But on and on they tempted fate. They were almost home. You see here, this is the Jefferson Memorial. Again, President Jefferson. And here is the Washington Monument, which is the tallest structure in the whole area. And the sunset is just beautiful in this picture. Perhaps too late. From the hall outside, Miss Clavel knocked and tried the door, but it was locked. Are you there, Madeline? We're in a hurry, said Miss Clavel, quite sick with worry. Agent Downs, a good bit bolder, broke the door open with his shoulder. You don't want to be on the Secret Service's bad side now, do you? The girls they saw were fast asleep, but there was a schedule to keep. Miss Clavel said, Madeline, make haste. We haven't any time to waste. To say goodbye is always sad, but coming home is never bad. Here is the goodbye. And as I mentioned before, Madeline lives in Paris, capital of France. Okay, we're on to the last page, if you can believe that. Miss Clavel came in that night and checked the girls by candlelight. To all the beds she walked around to see the girls were safe and sound. Then, with a smile, she closed the door. That's all there is. There isn't any more. Well, I hope you enjoyed Madeline Goes to the White House, and join me soon for another video. Bye!